Many exotics in Destiny 2 actually have hidden features or benefits not directly mentioned anywhere on the description of the weapon. Now, I could go over every single one of them in the game, but many of them kinda border on who cares level info, so today, I'm instead just going to give you my personal top 5 favorites that I think all players should know going into 2024. Coming in at number 5, we have Huckleberry. Huckleberry's hidden feature is that the gun is basically lying to you. If you examine the weapon, it shows you it has Rampage as one of the weapon perks, when it should be labeled as Extreme Super Rampage. Other weapons in D2 with Rampage follow the normal damage ramp-up values. Rampage level 1 is around plus 10%, level 2 is around plus 20.9%, and level 3 is around plus 33%. Huckleberry Rampage is built different. Level 1 is plus 19.73%, level 2 is plus 41.21%, and level 3 is a whopping plus 65.78%. Basically, it's double the power of normal Rampage, and yet the gun mentions this absolutely nowhere, leaving it to be ignored by a lot of new players. Also, for whatever reason, when you use Huckleberry in-game, the Rampage text doesn't appear on the HUD when activated the way it does with other weapons, which is extra weird. And before you ask, no, the extra bonus damage does not apply in PvP. Praise be to God and elitist Datto. Go forth and use your secret extra damage in PvE only. At number 4, we have the Navigator, a popular exotic at the moment in high-level PvE, due to the ability to make free grapple points, which your local Strand Titan can use to repeatedly Hulk smash every boss into oblivion. Navigator has 2 hidden features at the moment. One is that when you beam an ally to grant Woven Mail, as the Protective Weave perk describes, you'll also get 5 ammo back for free. To clarify, the ammo doesn't come out of your reserves. You literally just get a free plus 5 back into your mag directly, meaning you can use the beam an ally ability much more frequently than you think. 2 is that when you deal sustained damage to an enemy, you'll automatically give yourself Woven Mail for free. No need to run Thread of Warding if you're running Strand, and instead you can run something like Thread of Transmutation. Again, a very handy feature mentioned literally nowhere on the description of the weapon. Number 3, Dune Marchers. Dune has a very small secret feature that may leave some of you wondering why the hell I'm putting it on my personal top 5. The hidden feature is that in addition to giving you a faster sprint speed, Dune Marchers also give you a longer running slide. Yep, a very small hidden feature, but underappreciated by many. Hey y'all, quick note, in the original version of today's video, I spend the next minute or so talking about how extremely good the Peacekeeper's exotic armor is on Titans in PvP. I'd predicted that sometime between when I wrote the script for today's video and the release of the final shape, Bungie would probably nerf them, and because that nerf was more than likely coming down the pipe, that players should try effing around with another good PvP exotic, like, for example, Dune Marchers. Here, check it out. But because we've been getting fairly consistent mid-season updates, I would bet my entire folder of commissioned Rule 34 Astacross drawings that Peacekeepers will finally get caught up in a wave of nerfs. See? Told you. Anyway, I'll let past me finish the thought from here. If that happens, you should strongly consider the Dune Marchers, which I've been using a lot in trials lately. Sliding into lanes and engagements is a D2 PvP staple, and a lot of veteran PvP players greatly appreciate even the smallest buffs to their speed or movement tech. Bottom line, don't sleep on that better slide in PvP. It's a great extra feature on top of what they already do, and I'm gonna lean on them even harder if and when Peacekeepers get 86'd by Bungo. At number 2, we have a trifecta exotic combo, the unwritten exotic interactions between Osteostriga, Thorn, and Necrochasm with the Necrotic Grip exotic gauntlets. The Necrotic gauntlets allow you to poison enemies with your melee, and defeating a poisoned combatant will spread the condition around to other nearby enemies. That effect does work in tandem with the aforementioned exotic weapons. For example, if you use Thorn normally, you shoot one enemy, poison them, they die, nothing else happens. But if you use Thorn while wearing Necrotic Grip, that Thorn poison can suddenly spread and deal a lot of nearby infection damage for free. While the Necrochasm doesn't deal poison itself directly, the cursed Thrall explosions you can get by dealing a precision final blow does poison nearby enemies and therefore works together with the Necrotic Grip. Extra hidden benefit side note, the cursed Thrall explosion from Necro is also secretly programmed into the game as arc damage, meaning it can do things like pair together with Warlock Verity's Brow Helmet if you're on arc, and can even proc Spark of Discharge despite being a kinetic weapon. Anyway, this clocks in at number 2 because despite Bungie's recent nerf, Osteostriga Necrotic Grip is still insanely good at PvE ad clear and is a potent combo that new players should absolutely know about going into 2024. 2024. Finally, at number 1, we have Quicksilver Storm, which kind of has 2 secret features. The first is extremely straightforward and one I currently take advantage of a lot because in its current state, Quicksilver is still IMO one of the best weapons in PvE. The first hidden feature is that when using Quicksilver's grenade launcher alternate firing mode, you can load up your next grenade noticeably quicker by mashing the reload button after firing each individual shot. In a side-by-side comparison, you can see the difference a little bit more clearly. The left is firing all grenades normally, while the right shows you just how fast you can shoot by manually mashing reload and prepping the next nade shot quicker, allowing you to dish out more damage to a large target much faster. The second hidden feature is actually more of a game sandbox loophole, but the end result is 10% better damage output. By intentionally not equipping the exotic catalyst on your Quicksilver, you can keep the weapon kinetic as the catalyst makes the gun become strand. That is actually noteworthy because in the current D2 sandbox, all kinetic weapons deal 10% more damage to all unshielded enemies. As you can see, a quick damage test on Carl the Cabal shows that my non-exotic catalyst Quicksilver deals more damage. And again, that's not just yellow bars. You can see the damage increase on red bars too. Any unshielded enemy will take 10% more damage. This doesn't apply to the grenade launcher effect, would be kind of broken if it did, but still, constant 10% more damage in the main fire mode for free is sick. The only direct downside is that you lose out on the ability to make tangles with final blows via the exotic catalyst, but check your build. There's a good chance that you may have other methods of tangle generation where you might not need the Quicksilver catalyst, or you could also be playing a non-strand build and just want a primary weapon that moonlights as a grenade launcher. If you have any favorite hidden exotic features that you think belong in my top 5, let me know what they are down in the comment section. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.